is that? Hello, everyone. Please forgive me. I am beyond late, and I was supposed to be here 4 hours ago. But guys, unfortunately, life happened to me, and I really should have messaged and moved this live. So I do apologize to everyone who waited. For the few of you who waited, I'm so sorry. But I'm here now. And if you're not able to join me live, that is perfectly fine. The thought matters. I do appreciate you, and I will try next time to not show up late for a live I said was supposed to be at 5. And also, please forgive me for my lash. I went to have a shower. My plan with the shower was the heat would remove it, but these are resilient as F and they are not coming off. So here we are. How's everybody doing? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm back in my recording room. Isn't it nice? Let me show you guys something. Check it out. Check it out, check it out. See that? The fireplace has light. Not the big, massive fire that I was promising you. That's still coming though. I'll still make that happen. But there's light. And really, it's one of those diffusers that, releases scents to the ether. So I like it. If I must stay in this room, I'm hoping that the smell in the diffuser will light up the floor, because it's a duplex, upstairs, downstairs. So hopefully the smell from the fake fire, isn't it cute? Let me show you guys again. Check it out. See that? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I was gonna get something bigger, but I like the grate. It's one of the things I enjoy about older homes, especially older English homes. The chimneys and the architecture. And I've always said that I don't believe in excessively modernizing older homes. They are beautiful. The beauty is in its age. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing okay. For many people, this is your last day of work until New Year. I want you to know that I hate you all. I don't have any holidays. Yes. I have no holidays, guys, left. So I can't take the Christmas break off. Unfortunately, I played myself this year. It won't happen to me again, I assure you. So yes, how is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're getting ready for Christmas. Now, I want to say something as somebody who is introverted and is quite chronically online. I know there are many people who are not going to be with anyone during Christmas. I'm going to release a poll, and I'm happy to do a mini live the day of Christmas where we can all talk to each other. Maybe I can have a Discord chat if you guys are interested. I know, they're supposed to be coming off, but they're not off, so this is going to be a quirk for today's live, I guess. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I want to join other fellow Sussex squaddies and having a mini live event. I'm happy to do, maybe we can watch an episode of With Love Megan, or we can do something Christmas Eve and then something on Boxing Day if you guys are interested. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you feel you are alone during Christmas and you want people to talk to, like I said, I have a Discord account. If people are interested, we can talk about putting something together for any members who are going to be on their own at Christmas. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. Please don't feel like you have been abandoned. I know many people do cling to the internet as a way to build a community. I do. And I really believe that it's a bit unfair that some people, make so much money from their members, but they don't really give anything back. So this is kind of like me giving back. God knows I am not making proper YouTube money. I'm barely making anything. But I'm hoping that next year, as I organize my channel a bit more, as the community grows, maybe that will change. But did I tell you guys that egg exploded in my hair? Yeah. Today has been a lot, as I said. So yes, I wanted to give us like a quick 5-minute intro so that before we get started. Guys, a lot happened this week. This has been a very eventful, successful week, as I like to say. for the Scotties and for the members of the for Meghan and Harry. They have had a fantastic week, in my opinion. A lot of good things have happened. A lot of beneficial things have come out. For example, and we'll get into that shortly. Let me allow my slushy to melt for a bit. But yeah, please, guys, engage with me in the chat. That's why we have the live. This is an actual live. It's not a pre-recorded video. Engage with me in the chat so that we can make this more interactive. The point of doing these lives is so that they are interactive. We're not just focusing on one topic. We're talking to each other. We're engaging with each other. And if you can forgive my wayward lashes, just call it a quirk for the day. Next time you see me, hopefully they won't be here because I don't know what type of glue they use because this shit is not coming off. I haven't tried to do it myself, but I said during the break I will try and learn how to do it. I'm going to be off on Christmas Day and Boxing, so Thursday, Friday I will not be around. I will be free, so I can do what I like. So yes, what's everybody up to? Good. Like I said, please engage with me in the chat. If there's anything you want to talk about, please engage with me in the chat because I wouldn't know what you want to. I would talk about what I want to talk about. But if you don't tell me in the chat what you want to talk about, I wouldn't know. So, I said the successes, as I call them, have had a very good week. I'm going to start with the things that I really, really enjoyed. Guys, are we enjoying the new PR strategy? The new PR strategy of pushing back against the bullshit. I love it. I love it. And I for those of you who come on my channel, you know I have been very critical of the Sussexes and you know how they've handled their PR in the past. I've been very, very, very critical. So it was very exciting for me to see them, you know, finally take ownership of the messaging. Now, many people came up with a lot of excuses for the Sussexes, which I'm sorry to say, I think it's utter and complete nonsense. They were saying, oh, the only thing I'm willing to entertain is they probably did not have the finances right out the gate to hire a proper PR team that could help them navigate the nonsense. But guys, I think they probably got themselves pretty stable from 2023. So I don't really understand why more wasn't done to control the narrative. You don't allow people to spread a lie and let it fester. I mean, you don't, because the sensationalization of the lie is what people are going to remember. They are not going to remember the pushback, especially if you don't push back as soon as the story comes out. If you let a lie fester, if you let a lie stay and fester, you have no one but yourself to blame if people are going to be perpetuating that nonsense. And I think, especially as their children are getting older and are becoming more aware, it is necessary to ensure you push back, and you push back well. You push back well, like you drag everybody through the ground. So yeah, I'm very happy with the new PR strategy. I'm happy that we've finally gotten there. And we've seen the pushback with Doria and that ridiculous lie that she went to prison, which I still cannot believe got into the ether. It's maddening to me that the black mother-in-law of Meghan, the black mother of Meghan was painted as a criminal, and nobody from the palace. This is the grandmother of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, blood heirs to the British throne. Nobody from the British royal family released a statement. Can you believe this shit? And this is what I talk about when I talk about the irresponsibility of Charles mother effing Windsor. Because what is the point of having you there, Charles, if you cannot put some rules and protect your children, even if you don't love them? Because I don't believe Charles loves his kids. I'm sorry, I really don't. Even if you don't love them, right? These are going to be the heirs to your throne. Why would you allow somebody to go around saying things like that about a relation to the heirs to the throne? Are you insane? But then again, I guess if Charles can allow people to insult Kate's mother and call her a steward, more or less call her a whore because she had a job. And I'm not even a fan of Kate, but like it was preposterous to me that. And let me just tell you guys, right? A lot of the British press are not members of the royal family. They're not even in any class. They're basically just a bunch of lower middle class at best writers who were able to grab the low-hanging fruit of royal reporting in the UK. Because apparently there is a massive market for lies, information, and sensationalism. These people have a lot of audacity looking down on anyone because many of them are not on any of these people's level. Say what you want about Kate Middleton, say what you want about Carol Middleton, her mother. Many of them were not making the type of money that either Carol or her father or her husband were making, and they're still not. The best they can do is to go and give commentary on all these channels or newspapers. And now, because that income source is drying up, right? Many of them are forced to, go on YouTube channels, because guys, have you noticed that American channels used to have like a royal watch? How many times do you even see them using these people? Not really. They might drag somebody from the UK who is lucky enough to they might know. But like there was a time I remember where they used to have specific dedicated royal reporting. They don't do that shit anymore. Not because there isn't any royalty, but because why am I paying you money to come and tell me nothing or to lie? Because British journalists all over the world are known to lie. And I'll get to that topic very quickly before we get to this one. But yeah, the idea that Carol Malone or whatever she is, somebody who is a gossip monger, who left school at secondary school, who probably maybe wrote her A levels, has never been to university, is not necessarily even educated, but got lucky in the 80s and was able to secure a column on a tabloid rag, has the audacity to say that the grandmother of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet went to prison. And nobody in the royal family said, no, yeah, that's a step too far, stop it. And this is why many of us and many people do not like this family. There is no reason, I need somebody to, there's no reason why this lie should have even been allowed in the first place. Okay, fine, you don't like Meghan, you don't like Meghan. Look at the optics of how this looks. Like, what world, I ask this question every day, what world are these people living in? It's like as if the world that everybody else exists in is a plane that doesn't even register to these people. They are in their own little billionaire, extremely privileged bubble that they can't, they don't think. I feel like the instincts that everybody else has, they don't have it. They don't have it. That's why when they try to be human, it's weird and uncomfortable for everybody involved. Yeah? If you don't have empathy in you, we know when you are cosplaying empathy, right? So it's kind of like, it's baffling to me. It truly, truly is. It truly, truly is. But well, what can we say? Like, the point I was trying to make before I went on my tirade was, I'm glad that was one example of the Sussex PR machine finally waking up and doing their mother effing job. Because even though Carol Malone released that statement that was quickly deleted because GB News doesn't for whatever reason doesn't want it on the air, that an actual journalist working for their so-called news channel reported numerous times when she was challenged, by the way, that somebody went to prison. And for the record, for those of you who don't know, prison records in America are public information. So she repeated twice when challenged on the record that Meghan's mom went to jail. And her apology was that she saw it on the internet. She saw it on the internet. That is the excuse a journalist in the year of our Lord 2025 is giving for reporting fake information on a so-called news channel. That's where we are. Even there are bloggers with more integrity. There are bloggers with more integrity, guys. That's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, it's good. And I think the reason why they're probably pushing back better now is, don't forget that the new communications person they hired also set up an office in the UK, and I think that was done intentionally so that it's not just American news they have to debunk, because they have to, because there's so much lies coming out of the British press. They probably needed a way to get information online from the UK, because there's so much about the Sussexes, guys. It's hard to keep track. So by having this UK pipeline, they can very quickly keep an eye on. And I believe that they're probably monitoring Sussex accounts actually, because we are the ones that call out this nonsense. Nobody is watching GB News. That's 500%. Nobody is watching that shit channel. So the squad that actually saw the segment when it aired, she very cleverly recorded it and released it on social media for the entire squad to amplify. Did you guys also see that black leaders, I think black women leaders, also issued a statement saying that this is unacceptable, Carol Malone must resign? And I was like, yes. Now, I don't know what's going to come out of that. And I was saying, you guys, that I think it's great that the Sussex squad amplified it and called it out and challenged it. But I also think that we should do a lot more to scream so that Carol Malone can get fired. What will make me very happy is if that BITCH gets fired. I need her to be unemployed. That is the only satisfactory response. I need her to be unemployed, at least on GB News. If GB News doesn't even, GB News, who have shown themselves to have no integrity, doesn't want you there, then I don't want her to find anywhere. She might go ahead and open her own YouTube channel, which I don't really give a shit about, because I can block her. Her nonsense will never come across my FYP. But that evil old cow needs to resign. We need to make such a stink that she resigns, and I hope Doria sues. I've already said it in my video that Doria should take one for the team and sue that bitch. I hope so, guys. Fingers crossed Doria does it for the team. So yeah, I love the way that was shut down. I'm glad, and I want to see more of that momentum. And we have seen some of that today, or was it the day before yesterday? Something called Tina Brown. You see, that's what I'm saying, guys. These so-called British rota journalists, they pop up like rats in whack-a-mole. You think you know them all, then some random just appears from the woodwork. Like I used the term a particularly irritating candida yeast infection. You think you solved the problem, you're not itchy one day, you go away for like 3 minutes, sweat for like 5 seconds, you're itchy again. That is how the royal rota just pops up. Whack-a-mole. Anyway, somebody called Tina Brown released a comment saying that, I'm paraphrasing here, Jane Goodall. Anyway, she was the environmentalist, animal lover, very, very famous. Apparently this person, Jane Goodall, died recently. From the grave, apparently, according to Tina Brown, from the grave, Jane Goodall told Tina Brown that Harry referred to his child as my little African child. By child, I mean Archie. And somebody took that news, did not verify it, did not reach out, because the British rota are where Harry and Meghan have spokespeople. There's a reason they all had that meeting together. They didn't reach out to the spokesperson of the Sussexes, nothing. And went and reported that news. The news was out for maybe a few hours before the Sussex PR team responded that, first of all, Harry would never talk like that. Which is true, because if we know of Harry is too self-aware to say something like that. Also, Archie is not African or black. Archie is going to be a very white child. So the racists, you can breathe easy now. So yeah, his team came out to say that he didn't say that, that the and I love that his team also add this extra shade whenever they respond. They were like Tina. They basically said Tina Brown made shit up by attributing nonsense to a woman who is dead, because that's what these cowards are doing now. They always like using dead people who can't defend themselves, who can, cover for themselves. Nope. Because if you say it's the words of a late woman, who's going to check you, bro? I'm so glad the Sussex squad is the Sussex PR pushed back on that. And what really annoyed me is that cretin Jack Royston from Newsweek posted that news. Do you know what this stupid man now did? As soon as Prince Harry's people came out with a statement, silly me, I'm thinking that in the original article that you posted, you take it down. They've just told you this did not happen. Take it down. Nope. Jack Royston left the article there and responded on the article that Harry's spokesperson denied the claim, making it sound like a he said, she said type of thing. Not a blatant, bald-faced lie. And this is how he released that statement. He said that Sussex PR reached out to Newsweek, and I'm very sure they didn't. I'm sure they just released a public statement that he picked up. Again, these people lie. They feed into this culture of lying, exaggerating, leaving things out, misinforming. It's tiring. I can see why the Sussex PR machine get tired of it, but I'm sorry, this is how these people make money. So I'm not saying that you need to address every stupid comment, but there are some things that are inflammatory that you need to address. This was one of them, and I'm glad that they did. The comments about Doria was one of them, and I'm very happy they did. In fact, I'm hoping Doria does take legal action, guys. Fingers crossed. So I guess watch this space. So yeah, complimenting and giving props to the Sussex PR machine. Very pleased with how they're handling things now. Then we come quite nicely to... Sorry guys, I had a weird sound. That takes us quite nicely to the... Sorry guys, one second. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure what I was hearing. Yeah. So then we move in quite nicely, talk about the Sussexes again. We're going to focus this time on Christmas. So if you guys have missed it, and I don't know how you did, let me start with Harry's Royal Polo Delights. I think it was between the 18th and 17th and the 18th. He was in Aspen playing Rich Man Snow Polo. Again, something I didn't know anything about. I didn't know this was a thing people did. I thought polo was for the grass. But apparently rich men play polo in the snow, I guess. He showed up there, he had a team, he was there with his brother Nachos Figueras, who is a sweetheart and has always been very loving and caring about Harry. God bless him. The pictures looked very sexy, very hot, very young, very exciting. Shout out to Prince Harry. Of course, because the press did not know he was going to be there, they had to... I think somebody mentioned it on the internet. I think it was Nico Mark, and I thought it was true. That's true. Because they make so much money clicking on with Harry clickbait, they would have had to pay someone to give them those pictures so that they could they could watermark it. Because again, Harry just showed up, right? And I don't know. Again, I'm happy to be wrong though. Maybe they were able to somehow in a 24-hour window get to Aspen, get invited to the show. I sincerely doubt they were. I believe that they would have had to pay other outlets for the pictures, which I know they love. And they posted it on their website. You saw it on Hello Magazine. I didn't check any other tabloids, but I'm sure other tabloids were running with it as well, because again, this is how they make money. So, and the part that I like about this is because they were not aware he was going to be there, they had to pay for those pictures, which was probably something they never had to do before. Because guys, if you remember the Leviston inquiry, they broke so many international privacy laws by, sending private private investigators breaking into people's voicemail, hacking into people's. I still can't believe they did things like that. By the way, hacking into people's emails, stealing their content, just things today that will get you dutifully thrown in the slammer is what these clowns were doing. And yeah, so and to be fair, this type of things can happen when people are given access they don't deserve. So that's why Harry and Meghan have completely closed all avenues. The only news you're going to get from them is from them. And I love it. So they had to pay people for those tabloid pictures. Harry looked great. I believe he won some of the rounds he was playing. I don't know if they are using any of that content for the Polo series though. I don't know if the Polo series is coming back. I personally don't think it took off the way that would justify a second season, to be honest with you, if people were watching it. But they still do have a first look deal with Netflix. So I'm curious to see sometimes, and I like that. I believe that TV shows should be given at least 2 seasons. Give TV shows at least 2 seasons to find their bearings, to find, if you know what I mean, to find their audience. Let them release content. Let them learn what the audience likes. The best type of content, the best type of time slot, and bring it there. I'm hoping they get a second series. I'm hoping they make the second series a bit more interesting, invite more celebrities. I know Harry and Meghan are trying to keep it cool, but I'm like, look, you have a reality show. A reality show, sorry, it cannot be boring. With Love Meghan, I don't think it's boring. With Love Meghan, it's supposed to be calming. So it calms. So I can forgive the lovely aesthetics, the slow dialogue, because you're supposed to be watching Meghan cook, watch Meghan craft, watch Meghan do things, and learn from others, right? With Polo, it's supposed to be, with Polo, it's supposed to be, if it's a sports documentary, we want more action. And I'm sure, make it interesting. Some people have people to root for, if you know what I mean. Make it fun, make it interesting. If you want to be a producer on TV content, you need to know different formats work for different audiences. If it's supposed to be something about sports, it needs to be high pace, fast pace, exciting. So yeah, I'm hoping that if they get a second series, Harry, Nachos, and the team can sit down together and talk about how to make it more exciting. I hope they do. I hope they get a second chance to do it again, because I can see the potential there. Maybe engage more social media, get people that are more, I don't know. Me personally, I would say get more celebrities involved. You need celebrities. You need the Kardashians. You need some rappers, because that's how you bring eyes to your projects. So I hope Harry and Meghan figure it out with the Polo series or with any other sporting series they want to work on. Take the learnings and apply it and do better. So yeah, that's from the Aspen. Harry looks great. It was nice. There's the. I was supposed to say something else about Aspen. No, I don't have anything else to say. Meghan, of course, as you know, who is always horny for her man. We love to see it. Released some thirst traps of Harry. I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute. And like I said in my video before, this is a typical millennial woman behavior. This is the world in social media. You're always, blogging about your life, or to the best of your ability, your life. So it was nice to see her, thirsting for her man, her baby. I know she probably couldn't have used that song because of the Dickie Me Down. You never know, Guys, one day we might get a Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Sussex collabo. I will die, by the way. I think that would literally send me to heaven. I want it to happen. Megan, from what we've seen, likes to cook. Megan Thee Stallion also likes to cook and do hosting. She hosted Clay's family for Thanksgiving, which is cute. So I hope we get that collaboration. Even if we just take a picture together. I'm hoping at the Met Gala next year we see Megan. And we know that it's most likely Megan Thee Stallion will be there. So guys, you never know, maybe this is not a hope, this is not a dream after all. So yeah, This was a good week for Harry doing polo. And you know what I also love about Harry? It's nice to see them have friends. It's nice to see them hang out with people who are not just them. Because again, it kind of contradicts the narrative that the British media keeps on pushing, especially about Harry, that he's miserable, that he's not happy, that he's missing the UK. And I was like, I don't know what about this grown man you saw. Sorry guys, 1 second. I don't know what about this grown man you saw that made you think, oh, that he's missing the UK. Sorry, I had to pick that up. Yep. I don't know what it was about him that made you think that this adult man is missing the UK. It's freezing in the UK, but I wanted a slushy. I'm weird like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's good to see them with friends, have a social group. It's very cute. The narrative they keep on pushing is that Harry looks miserable. And I'm like, if this is what miserable looks like, please sign me up for this. Friendship, love, money, luxury, freedom. Sign me up. I want to be miserable too. Shit. Yeah, so nice seeing him with friends, nice seeing him with Nachos, a brother to Harry, and somebody who's really loved and cared for him. I love that for him. I love that, with it. There's nothing more beautiful than growing older with a friend, a dear friend, bringing your families together, building relationships, business relationships. I think Nachos has a business, a restaurant business. I could have sworn I saw that somewhere. I couldn't get proper information or verification, so I didn't want to report it. If I get more details, guys, I will keep you in the loop. Yeah, it's the lash really come off now. Oh God. I'm so sorry for doing this on air, guys. Sorry about that. Like I said, next time you see me, I won't have the lashes on. It's a bit of a disaster. And yeah, so guys, sorry, excuse me. So yeah, it was really nice to see Harry out and about happy. And yeah, it was also nice to see Meghan thirsting. Another thing that I want us to talk about is let me add some layer. Let me add I have a segment I'm going to call the layer of shade. So you know how this week, contrary to, even though I know in the squad we don't care, the left behinds actually had something to do this week. And guys, this is how much I don't pay attention to anything they do. I'm not sure if Catherine did her cancer thingamajigger last week or this week. I don't know, but I'll talk about it anyway. So basically, after the king announced nothing to us, the only thing the king was trying to do, in my personal opinion, was ruin William's Christmas by letting everybody know that his cancer treatments are over. He is delivered, guys, and he can start working more, 5 days a week maybe, which is direct shade to his son, William. And I know completely killed William's motivation for living, which is basically watching his father die. Two horrible people being awful makes me very happy. Anyway, after that announcement, Kate quickly found something to do. And apparently, the hospital that she received her cancer treatment in, and that is a true cancer hospital, by the way, had a kind of a memorial. So that memorial Harry and Meghan did for the families who lost children, and we'll get to that, don't worry. Families who lost children to poisonous social media. They had these picture dedications for them. So basically, they did something. Okay, they didn't do picture dedications for this hospital, but the hospital planned out. I think they had some roses. They had some lit up roses for victims. Very lovely memorial. Which let me clarify. Which the royal family had nothing to do with. That memorial was most likely done for people who, or their loved ones, for people who died or were being treated at the hospital. But Kate needed something in the media quickly. So she quickly invited herself to the memorial, which interestingly took place almost 18 hours after Charles made his announcement. She was sure to show up. And apparently add no value because all I heard was that she showed up and left. I don't know what else. Did she bring anything? Kate is not known to bring anything. Kate is what I call the empty-headed and handed queen to be. Never brings anything, doesn't bring anything, ideas, plans, solutions, nada. You are there for her photo op, she takes her photo up and she goes back home. It is grace. But I guess not really surprising considering, and let's be very clear here, we don't know what type of cancer Kate has or had. I am of the opinion that she got treatment for precancerous cells, which is weird because people who have those types of things do not tend to have chemotherapy. And the reason why I'm saying she got treatment for precancerous cells is because when people were dragging Kate for showing up for one event and not showing up for the royal ascot the next day, her mother quickly ran to call her best friend in the media, Becky Bighead, and gave her an entire spread of information where Becky was just rambling and repeating herself, and basically that whole article was a disgrace in my opinion because it was so obvious what she was trying to do. She was trying to make excuses for the fact that Kate can't work 2 days consecutively. You know, the chemotherapy that you didn't need to get because you had precancerous treatment cells, which a lot of women tend to have when they have abdominal surgery, but you took 6 weeks chemotherapy for reasons I will never understand. Last year, July, what am I saying? Was it July? Yeah, I think it was around May, June, July, because Kate was still able to show up at Tripping of the Color. So if you took it last year, early on last year, for only 6 weeks, I'm confused as to why you can't work, Kate. I'm deeply confused. Because there are people who take that treatment daily and they are working somehow. But you took yours for 6 weeks last year and you are still having a conversation this year, late this year, about why you're not working. Really? Anyway, I'll just leave that for you, for all of you to ponder about. Anyway, she did her thing, and what came out of that was, if not for the fact that I'm talking about it, I'm sure many of you did not know. But I'm only bringing it out because I thought it was very shady that Charles gave us that interview where he basically said nothing but that he was going back to work as a way to shade his son. And then because Kate saw that Charles was out and people were probably asking, how come Kate is not doing anything? I thought she had cancer. All of a sudden she had to appear somewhere. These people are literally playing they're not playing in my face. They are playing in some of your faces, and it's very funny to witness. But like I said, at this point, people are willfully allowing the royal family to play in their face. So if they like it, I am enjoying it because it's hilarious to me. But please don't come and be justifying why these people deserve to have my tax money. Just don't do that. Yeah. And yeah, the other shady thing that happened this week was apparently today today the Windsors released their Christmas picture, which is basically an AI picture of Kate. Not only is the picture old, those pictures appear to be from when there was a spread when they were trying to push William as a single dad. There's a lot here. I can't wait for the person that will have the courage to spill all the tea, honestly. You guys remember when they were trying to push William as a single dad? Those pictures. I mean, look, I have no doubts in my mind that Billy Idol loves his kids, and I'm not trying to imply that he doesn't. But I knew what they were going for. It was so obvious what they were trying to do. So I was very amused when I saw that they had somehow managed to put Kate in that picture. Because those of you that are saying I'm being rude and shady, if you saw the pictures, and I'll put them on the channel, if you saw those pictures and you looked at it closely, it doesn't look like Kate was in the same place as every other person when those pictures were taken. Or if she was, it's a testament of how much AI correcting they were doing. That she looks completely out of and guys, she is literally the only person in that picture that looks like she's not part of the picture. Which is why everybody kind of called out, this looks like AI. Well, I will leave them to figure that out, you know. Or it might very well be that she was actually in the picture, but because Kate continues to look worryingly skinny, they probably had to spend a lot of time modifying her body because Kate doesn't look healthy, y'all. I think we can all agree. I have never seen a woman of her height, because Kate is tall. She's a tall woman. I've never seen a woman of her height look like that outside the war zone. And I think people need to start asking questions. And this is what I don't understand about the Rangers, right? You scream every day, Kate is better, that you love Kate, you love Kate. Why are you people not raising hell about the fact that Kate clearly has an ED? Why is nobody talking about that? Unlike the Rangers, I don't go on Pro Wales' channels because why? If I don't like something, I don't engage with it like a normal person. So I don't know if they are talking about her, but people that spend their time going into Sussex accounts to put stupid comments, if they spend that same time going into Pro Wales' account to as a collective ask why their future queen looks like she hasn't eaten in a year. But you know, you can't force people to care because, and this is the big secret, guys, a lot of the Windsor supporters are bots. And that is not what they've been bought to pay for. A bot is specifically out to push a particular agenda. A bot cannot think. A bot cannot pretend to care. So it's very telling that the fans that are not bots do not care, or they are so small and insignificant in number that they cannot raise enough impact for people to ask, why is Kate slowly disappearing? And why is nobody doing anything about it? But I will leave that for the Rangers who claim that Kate is the most popular royal and the one to aspire for. I'll leave you to answer that question with your conscience. And yeah, that was a shady thing for the week for Kate and for the Windsors, I think. The Christmas picture was a dud. And of course, we now know that Harry and Meghan have released their Christmas pictures, which I thought was very cute. And like I said in my previous video, the inspirational thing about Harry and Meghan is we are actually seeing the kids without seeing the kids. And that's amazing. You can use all the AI generation you want. You are never going to replicate what these kids look like. Because you can't. There's no point of reference. Now, there's something somebody said online and I agree with. I do believe a lot of the Rangers or a lot of the royal reporters know what Archie and Lily look like. I believe they've seen their faces before. I think they know what they look like now, because if these idiots are spending as much time in Montecito as I know they are looking for that hot picture, there's no how they wouldn't have seen those kids. They would. Harry and Meghan are trying to give those kids a normal life. They're going trick-or-treating. They're going trick-or-treating. They're going to the beach. They are meeting all sorts of strangers that are taking pictures of them. But according to California law, it is illegal to post pictures of children without their parents' consent. And we all know that Harry and Meghan are never going to consent. So take all the pictures you want. As soon as those pictures become public, your ass is going to get sued. So I don't think anybody wants to try it. It's not worth it, frankly. And I think people might actually get arrested So yeah, but like the pictures do show the growth, and I do believe, guys, because again this ties in quite nicely with the announcement from Archwell. Now, for those of you who caught my video, Archwell has been celebrating 5 years of impact, which honestly was very beautiful to see. It was good to see that they're not just saying things, they are doing stuff, they are showing up, they are doing good, they are documenting the good they are doing. They can tell you all the philanthropies they support, and all like their parents' network is impactful, highly impactful. They've won awards for it. It's not the nonsense that Kate went to go and do, where she was giving kids shouldn't be using their phone. And the BBC reported like as if she just solved who created Bitcoin. Case will make a stupid, will make a sweeping, duh, we know that comment. Get her, I wouldn't even say 24-hour news cycle. Get maybe an hour, 2 hours max of attention, and they can go back to ignoring her lazy ass. But anyway, yeah, it's not just releasing statements and pointless nature videos. You can actually see the impact. You can see the impact on communities. They have charities they are supporting that speak well of them. You can't fake influence. That's all I have to say. So it was very nice to see that summary, that run through their visits to Nigeria, Colombia, other parts of the world. I'm hoping next year they do more royal tours, guys. What are you thinking? I'm thinking they could, especially now that you have 3 countries that are bidding for Invictus. There's San Diego in the US. There's I think Sweden, and there's Korea. Sorry, I forget the third country. Sorry about that. There's a third country, it's Korea. There's a third country and Korea, which is amazing. The fact that they are bidding is incredible. That is a true testament that they can see the benefit of the Invictus Games and they want to be part of it. Yes, if you watched my video from the beginning, I said that my lashes are coming off. I'm taking them off, but the glue is quite persistent, so that's why they're still there as I'm giving you this live. Next time I do the live, you won't see the lashes. Yeah, so it's kind of like yeah, the bidding thing is so good because again, bidding means they are willing to spend money, their own money, to fund the games. They are willing to do this for the servicemen, and it's just this Invictus Games is so it's going to be enduring forever. Harry has a very had a this was a brilliant idea from Harry, a fantastic idea, and if Charles was a better father, he would be hugging his son every day for this. Because his child thought of this and did this and has executed this without any royal backing, without any royal support, just on his own. Even after you left him out to dry, he still was able to maintain those relationships. He still was able to build more. The Invictus Games has grown since Harry left the royal family. Because everybody was in the royal family, guys. I don't know if who was offering to sponsor it outside the UK. I don't recall. Was anybody offering to do that? I don't think so. But the instant he left, he was able, through his determination, his goodwill, and his wonderful relationships with servicemen all over the world, he was able to get sponsors. People who will say, oh yes, come and do it in the US, come and do it in the UK, come and do it in Nigeria, come and do it in France, come and do it in Japan. Because the one thing that binds everybody together, regardless of your socio-political landscape, is soldiers. Soldiers who could be your fathers, your mothers, your sisters, your brothers. People risking their life to fight for their country. Whatever your political stance, they deserve the best. It's not easy. Of course, Joyce, no problem. It's not easy being a serviceman or woman. You know, many of these people go away for a very long time. They don't see their families. They are in very dangerous situations. They could get shot, they could get killed, they could get maimed. Many of them, I mean, that's the point of Invictus, right? Many of them come back with terrible battle scars, mentally, physically, emotionally. And communities like the Invictus are exactly what they need. Fellow servicemen and women who have been through similar trauma, who understand the pain of it, the community of it, and this is something to celebrate because this pulls at your empathy. It's bigger than your race, it's bigger than your ethnicity, it's bigger than your tribe, even. It's bigger than your biases. It is bringing people together who share the same code of soldier, servicemen, military. Fantastic from Harry. Probably so, personally, in my opinion, I don't agree that it's the best thing he's ever done, which is a stupid thing that the Rangers and the Royal reporters keep on saying. But it is right up. But I think it's the best thing the royal family has done in recent times. This Invictus. The best thing. I can't think of anything they've done in recent times that has really served value like the Invictus Games. Not one thing. Not one thing. And that's why Harry is loved. Because his genuineness, his kindness, you can feel it through the screen. It's not fake. It's not artificial. You feel it. For him to have even thought about something like this, that's a good man. Good heart. You know? Took his own pain, his own loneliness, his frustration, and put it into helping others. That's a good man. I will, for many things I don't know about the royal family, I will always give Harry this. The Invictus Games is brilliant. I will always give him that. But yeah, the reason I bring up the Invictus Games is because, again, I'm just talking about it. 3 countries are bidding. I'm curious to know who wins. I'm hoping it's not in America, though. Ew. We don't want our servicemen to be dodging bullets. But if it's in America, I know that they're going to be pissing. I also hope, but I don't know how this will happen though because it's being hosted in the UK. I also hope the Invictus finds a partner that wants to show the games and it's not ITV. After what happened the last time, ITV can go to hell. ITV can go to hell. The last time they refused to show the games, I couldn't watch it. I was very annoyed. So I'm hoping Harry can get maybe Netflix, Disney Channel. Many of them will kill to have someone like Harry on their platform because to bring eyes. But I know that Harry and Meghan have a first look arrangement with Netflix. So hopefully Netflix will stream the games just like they are streaming NFL now. So I'm hoping that they do. We can get some sort of licensing. If ITV is going to be playing this game, then we'll just watch it on Netflix. Screw them. Yeah. And of course, this segues quite nicely into, the one-sided competition the British press have with trying to humble Harry and Meghan. I think this week has been a sign that it's obviously not working. Everything, Harry and Meghan are literal clickbait. Literal clickbait. They are pots of gold. You can't compete with that. Even if they don't want to report them, they don't have a choice. They have to. They're not making money any other way. So they have to report their goings on, which is a way of marketing their work without giving them any commission or any access, and they hate it. So yeah, that's the problem the British press have created for themselves when it comes to reporting Harry and Meghan. Now, Archwell, they released a statement that I didn't notice until after I read it again. Apologies, guys. Because they have now become Archwell Philanthropies, there was a statement they made there, and it gives me the impression they are going to start including Archie and Lilibet on more of their philanthropic endeavors. If you recall, when I played the video, right at the end, you see Lily and Archie dancing and walking with their parents as they close the video. I believe that's a sign. That's a sign they're going to use them more. sorry, not include them more. Obviously, they will probably do it without, using their faces, but it makes sense exactly what they should be doing. So I can see them when they go for their next. I don't know if they want to carry them out of the country, probably not. But if they go to charities, like what they were doing when they were helping people make food, they most likely will include Lily and Archie. When they do specific types of events that involve children, they will include Lily and Archie as a way to bring them up that look, I believe they want to raise a family who is very heavily involved in philanthropic work. I can see that happening. And that's why I said about the Invictus Games, it being an enduring legacy for Harry, because who else to take over the mantle but Harry's child? Archie. I can literally see Archie stepping into that position of head of the Invictus. It could be a family, most likely will be a family legacy. Archie picks up the mantle when he has his own child. That child picks up the mantle. They just continue the legacy that way. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. To that end, do I think they will bring Lily and Archie to the Invictus Games? I will not be surprised. I'm sure Harry wants to show his son his legacy. I would. Shit. It's a very it's a legacy he should be proud of. And again, you start grooming kids to understand these things from when they are very young. So I can see him involving Archie, and that's probably why he's pushing for security, because obviously he's not bringing his children here without security. And we all know that where her children are going, Megan is going to come. Do I have a problem with that? No. Because it's not about me. Do I hate the royal family and how they treated them? Yes. Does there need to be reconciliation after accountability? Yes. Hell yes. You don't get to treat me that way and act like nothing happened. You will apologize to me and you will fix it. And if you won't do that, I will still come to the country, but I won't engage with you. And that's fair. I will keep my distance and set boundaries. That's fair. That's very fair. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, looking forward to what comes out of it. Like I said, they've said that the Archwell thing is now going to be a family affair. I'm very curious to see. And it's the thing with Harry and Meghan, they're always the ones leading the path. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to teach us about including children into philanthropic work. I look forward to how they're going to manage it, because I think it's something that we can all learn from. And even the ridiculous people in the royal family, I'm sure the instant Harry and Meghan start including their kids in things, before you know it, they'll suddenly find a way to drag the Windsor kids into it. But it's okay if it teaches those kids how to have a sense of responsibility, accountability. I'm here for it. Yeah. I said in my video that when you're born with privilege, especially the type of privilege where people were exploited to get you that generational privilege, I believe it should be a burden, not an entitlement. You should carry the burden that the sins of your ancestors have put you in a very elevated position. Yeah. Because if you carry that burden, you will handle it differently. You will be self-conscious. You will not be exploiting it. You will not be entitled and proud and arrogant. You will be like, oh wow, my great grandfather or mother called for the killing of millions of people, the annexation of land, the enslavement of people, the destruction of the absolute destruction of tribes, wiped off the face of the earth. I carry the trauma, the pain and the misery and the blood of those sacrifices with me. And I'm going to take that burden and use it to do good in this world. I'm going to do philanthropic work. Because let's keep it real. If you inherit the type of money that the royal family has, you don't have to work. So don't pretend that you're working. We know you're not. But what you can do is use that platform to help others, to support others. And if you can't do that, why the hell are you there? But I digress. Yeah, I can see that the Archwell, from next year, I believe we'll start seeing the kids a bit more in philanthropic work. I'm not saying we'll see their faces, but we'll see them doing more philanthropic work. And I look forward to it. I think it's a good lesson for the babies to learn. And yeah, so what else happened this week? Not much, you know. Everybody's winding down for Christmas, you know. The British media kept on telling us that, oh, the king is not inviting Harry and Meghan to, I don't know where they are, Balmoral for Christmas. And I'm like, and in other news, water is wet. We know. I don't know, every year they do this nonsense. After you spend the majority of the year lying on them, bashing them, lying on them, telling them that you don't want them here, towards the end of the year, you start wasting everybody's time with this very predictable, will they come, when they come bingo, that always ends up being literally a few days before Christmas. Actually, they're not coming. I'm like, yeah, we could have told you that. We don't care. Harry and Meghan have their own traditions. They have their own friends, their own family. They don't need you to have a good Christmas. And it's pathetic to keep trying. So yeah, it's going to be Christmas in Montecito. I wonder, somebody online was saying that she hopes Meghan posts on Christmas Day. She might not. From me, from this week, I think a lot of people have taken a step back and are probably not working as much. They're probably just chilling and relaxing, you know. Relaxing and just having a good old time. Yeah. That's the update really. I don't think anything else. Of course, it's very likely the time difference. It's very late. It's like 10 p.m. or past 10 p.m. in the UK. It's still daytime in the US. Anything can happen. So if something happens that I think is worth discussing, as usual, I will make my videos and inform you guys. But I liked this week. I think this was this week felt like a wind down week. You're winding down, you know. You're getting ready to relax with your family for Christmas and just chill. Yeah. It felt like a wind down week. Hopefully you feel the same way. I hope you guys are winding down. I hope you're not just working. You're able to take a break. I unfortunately cannot take a break until I can only take Christmas and Boxing Day. And maybe I'm going to take New Year's. I'm going to probably take the day, no, I can't. I might do half day New Year's Eve, not work on New Year's Day, not work on the next day, and just be off, make it a very long weekend. Yeah. So yeah, guys, it's been a very boring, not boring, it's been quite exciting on the Sussex front. Very interesting week of activity. And as always, I thank you. I'm going to do a wind down of the year, a Sussex rundown of the year, where we talk about how the year has been for the Sussexes. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to start from when Meghan wrote that number in the sand to where we are today. And a lot has happened this year, guys. A lot. I think we can agree that a lot has happened this year. I couldn't be happier for Meghan and Harry. They deserve everything. They deserve everything good. That couple has been through the fire. And I'm rooting for them. And I'm rooting for us too. Sussex Squad, you guys are amazing. You guys are good people for finding for what I love about the squad is despite the campaign that was put together to destroy Meghan, because let's be honest, it's about Meghan. Many of you could see through the nonsense. You didn't allow yourself to be bought over by the lies. You knew what was happening, you called it out. And in many cases, you stood up for her. Every time you respond to a stupid message encouraging Meghan, every time you debunk a lie, every time you watch our content amplifying the truth, you are helping to shift the narrative. And I appreciate everybody who engages with this content. You know, it's my hope that when other people find the world going out of its way to hurt them, there will always be somebody, a few people like us who are very vocally calling out nonsense. It's my hope. So yeah, Thank you all for staying with me. It's been a long day. I'm exhausted. I've had a very long day. I want to go get some sleep because the person that is clearing my garden is coming at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm also hosting some people if they can come. So I want to rest a bit before, because I have to wake up unusually early for a Saturday because of this guy. And yeah, it's been nice engaging with everyone. I will catch you on the flip side. Like I said, I'll do a quick live Christmas Eve, and I'll see you guys later.